Ethan. I welcome everybody in. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. And pretty soon we're going to be live on everything. I am Christina L. Turner, Kingmaker. And I welcome everybody in. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to turn this off. Okay. So I'm live on YouTube, hopefully, because that's where I'm supposed to be. And so I don't have any feedback going on. So I'm just welcoming. So just give me like a brief message. But this is what I'm going to be talking about today. I've been all over the place today. I've had like several meetings today. Hi, Dirty. You guys listen. Share, tell people that I'm on here because I know this is going to be some information that you are going to need. I'm going to be giving you a list of grants and for business, and also I'm going to be giving you a list of scholarships for school. So if you have any young people who are going to college this year, you want to make sure that they are able to good. It says live stream. Great. Okay, so now we're on. So you want to be able to make sure that they have this information. So I have business grants that are available from now until that you can apply for from now until February the 28th, some of them. So pay attention to the dates. Okay. Also, I have scholarships for students. So I'm going to be coming on. My whole thing, my platform is about information. Okay, I'm an entrepreneur. In case you don't know who I am, what I do. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Bring them in. Bring them in. Give me likes, all that stuff like that. My goal is to get 100 roses today. If you are on my platform and you give me 10 roses, let me tell you what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do, I am going to send you my list, the whole list for this week, so that you can go through it, you can read about it, because some of the grants and some of the scholarships may not be for you. It may be for someone else, and you could pass that information on to somebody else, okay? So, this is one of the things that I'm going to do. So we're going to get started because I have another meeting in about an hour and a half. So, and if you have any questions or any comments or anything, let me know, because I am looking at the comments. So YouTube, my YouTube family, welcome K-Team. Those of you that's here, I know I've been gone for a minute, and I truly, truly thank you for coming back. You already know how we roll here on YouTube. Happy New Year to everyone, to my TikTok family, also to my YouTube family, to my Facebook family. Happy New Year. I'm really wishing that this will be a great new year for you. You on YouTube, you already know how we go. If you haven't been on YouTube, and this is the first time you've been on my YouTube channel or my TikTok channel, I just want to make sure that you know who I am. I'm an entrepreneur, an author, and a motivational speaker. I am Christina L. Turner, Kingmaker. That's what they call me. And I am your destiny helper. So with that, let's get it started. Okay. So I'm going to start off with business grants for, there are 5 business grants that I'm going to be mentioning today. Okay. There's 5 business grants. So these 5 business grants are going to be for businesses. Some of them are strictly for entrepreneurs, Black entrepreneurs. All right. So the Her Rise Micro Grant is out. And so with the Her Rise Micro Grant, what you need to know is that you can't miss the grant. They give away this money every month. They give a grant. It's a micro grant. They awarded to for-profit businesses owned by women. And as you know, we have been in the industry, women are coming in, that we are the catalyst of the economy right now. It's all about Black women being in business. So what the Her Rise program did, decided to put a micro grant together for $500. And you have to be a woman of color. Past recipients, they use this money, this grant, for computers. You can use it for equipment, marketing materials, software purchases, website creation, and more. I know that on my end of what I'm doing right now is that I am revamping a whole lot of stuff. So I'm going to give you like the that grant for the Her Rise Micro Grant. You're going to go to www.hersweetspot, and it's not the SWEET, it's SUITE spot.com/Her Rise, okay? And that's for 500. This is a continuous grant. So this is what I say to any grants like that. I go, if you don't get it this time, try again the next time, okay? So, because you may get it. Now, the next grant that is a business grant, and we're talking about business grants here. The next grant is for $200,000, okay? This is a huge grant. $200,000. And this particular grant is for, it's called the Black New Venture Competition for $200,000. All right. And the abbreviations for it is B as in Baker, N as in Nancy, V as in Victor, C as in Charlie. And what it has is connects promising early stage Black founders, okay, with resources to develop their ventures into dynamic powerhouses. The competition serves as a launching pad for innovative ventures by providing exposure to capital. You get exposure to capital, you get exposure to mentors and advisors. This particular grant is $200,000, okay? So if you have a new business idea, this may be something that you may be interested in. One of the things about being the new kid on the block, especially with some ideas, especially when you're trying to serve a need that no one else has, and you may have an idea. The only thing that I would strongly encourage you is for you to make sure that that you do a non-disclosure agreement. I am the queen of non-disclosure agreements. I don't, with my clients, I don't even want to hear about your business until we do a non-disclosure agreement. And the reason for that is so that you can be protected and I can be protected as well. So when you get something like this, always ask somebody if would they like to do a non-disclosure agreement, and you send your non-disclosure agreement to them. So with this particular grant of $200,000, you're going to go to and get your pen and paper, unless you're going to do the replay. And I really don't know how this goes with the replay thing. I'm going to figure it out because I'm live for the maybe third time, and I haven't thought about a replay until today. Or you could go into my YouTube channel and then you can listen to it again. So you're going to go to https B as in Baker, N as in Nancy, V as in Victor, C 2023 /that. So splashthat.com. This grant deadline is the 10th of January. So today is the 5th. So you have 5 days. You have 5 days to check this particular business grant out. And this is 200 grand. Okay. So you have that. So the next one for a business grant is called the Mazuma, M-A-Z-U-M-A. M-A-Z-U-M-A. The Mazuma is going to select finalists. They're going to feature them on their website and their social media platform, and they will then open the vote to the public to help decide which finalists will win a $10,000 grant and prize. This particular grant is here in the United States, and it's the Mazuma Small Business Grant, okay? Again, it's for $10,000. The final deadline for this particular grant is the 15th of January, all right? So you want to get on top of that if you never heard of it before. And these are all United States of America grants. So if you're living in any other place, this grant is not for you. Now I have something really, really special for my East Coast friends, my New Yorkers, because that's my home. My hometown is the state of New York. And this particular grant is called the BKXL Accelerator Program. So if you know anybody that's in New York, and they're trying to get some business startup, and with the network of social media, we'll be surprised on how many people where they from. And that's another thing I'm starting to ask while I'm on TikTok, particularly, is asking people when I'm friending them now is, where are you from? And there's a reason for that. One is not because I'm being nosy where you're from. Like I'm asking because I want to do collaboration. And one thing that I know about that it takes a village. It also takes a village for you to build your business and becomes a successful. You need more than yourself. And while I'm saying that, before I get the details on that, I just want to give a thanks to my partner, my business partner, Mr. Kwame, who's in Canada. I love you, Mr. Kwame. Thank you so much for this. He does all of this work, you guys, because believe me, I cannot do all this. He does all this work for me, and then he sends it over for me to put it out. So we're going to really appreciate Mr. Kwame, okay? So this particular grant, the BKXL Accelerator Program, it's an accelerator program. It is not a grant. The BKXL is an early stage 10-week startup accelerator program for BIPOC founders. You don't need to be a current New York resident, okay, to apply. However, if you get accepted into this particular accelerator program, you must be based out of Brooklyn, okay, for the entire duration of the program. So you need to be in Brooklyn for the entire duration of the program. So that means you need to be in Brooklyn for 10 weeks. So you don't have to live there. So maybe you might find somebody that and bunker down, sleep on the couch or something like that. So the deadline for this particular accelerator program is you have until January the 20th. Now, this is the kicker. The amount for this accelerator program is $500,000. So $500,000 is $500,000 for this particular program. So I want to thank everyone for coming in. Please give me some likes and some roses. My goal is roses. If you give me 10 roses, I'm going to send you my list, because I'm not going to do the entire list here, okay? Except for, especially if some of this stuff is really, really extensive and I don't have it, but you'll be able to get my list this week, okay? So give me the lights, give me the roses, and then I'll send you my list, and you can go ahead, and I'm going to go inside your box, and I'm going to be like, hey, what's your email? And I'll send it right on over to you, and then you can look at it, and it's already the worksheet is already divided up in categories, so you could look at the tabs. It'll say business grants, nonprofit scholarships, internships, whatever. Some stuff is going to be blank because I'm only going to be giving you for this week. Okay. All right. So going back to the BKXL Accelerator Program. Now, I like accelerator programs, in particularly because you get a network of professionals that come together to help build and move your business. So not only are you having your business, they give you information and making sure that your business plans, your operations manual, all of that stuff, and then how to navigate, through the business world and bring people to your business. I love stuff like that. And you get the money too. It's $500,000. So I'm sure that's a $500,000 investment. So let me, it's called for this particular, is very, very long. So this is where you want to go. You want to go to visiblehands.smappy. Okay, SMAPPY. So it's SMAP, so it's actually smapply.io, okay? And it's for the Startup Accelerator Program. So listen, this is something that I always say. You could have a business, you could have one business, and you may have been decided to do another business. Hi, Mr. Anthony Grace. And you may decide that you might do another business and you really don't have the resources and you need, that extra. So you probably want to be able to, this may help you, if you're in the New York area. I have another grant. This particular grant is in New Jersey. So for New Jersey, it's the Fiserv Black Back to Business Grant, okay? Fiserv Back to Business Grant is for those who are in New Jersey, okay? And the grants are limited and will be distributed to eligible New Jersey-based businesses on a first come, first serve. And you have until, if you are in New Jersey, you have until the 28th of February, okay? You have until the 28th of February to participate in this grant, to apply for this grant, and it's for $10,000. So that's the combination of the business grants that I have available for this week, okay? So again, you have a grant that is that's due by the 10th, which is the new Black Venture Competition Grant. That's due on the 10th. So you want to get that. That's for $200,000. You also have a business grant that's available to you that is $10,000. And you have until the 15th to apply for that particular grant. And then of course the accelerator program, which I just spoke about momentarily. And don't forget about the awarded grant that is awarded monthly, that Her Rise Micro Grant. Sometimes we forget about the small money. They said don't despise small beginnings, and I'm always a believer for some money is better than no money, as long as it's you can pray over money and it's blessed. Okay, so that's just how I feel about certain things. So let me go ahead and I'm going to go over to nonprofits. Okay, now nonprofits are some of the things that I do through my tax company. I create programs. I've been creating programs for the state of New York since in the late 90s. I have written programs. They still have programs for self-sufficiency programs, mother-baby programs. I've done it. I've written programs and people pay me for those programs. They put their name on it and I keep it going. And even during the pandemic, I created 7 nonprofits for other individuals. So they had ideas. And so I would write it up. And so all they had to do, if they're going to apply for a grant, all they had to do was copy and paste. That's all they had to do, because it's that thorough. Like I took everything and created a total package for them. All right. And this was just during the pandemic. So, okay. So here is a grant. If you are in these United States and Canada, okay, it's a grant called the Awesome Grant. All right. And I will give you, there is no deadline for this particular grant. It's an awesome grant. So it's open. You have to be a nonprofit entity. And the amount for this particular grant is $1,000. The Awesome Foundation is the hem of this particular grant. They are the awarders of this particular grant. And you want to go to www.awesomefoundation.org. So if you are looking for a grant for your nonprofit, you can start with an Awesome Grant. You just need to be based in the United States or in Canada. Okay, there's another grant, and if you're liking what I'm saying and if this is helping you, please give me some likes, send me some roses. My goal today is to get it up to 100 roses. Like I said, go ahead and share this information, like this information, give me the likes, and let's go on. And if any individual give me 10 likes, I will send you my list for this week for free. Okay, so you don't have to pay $5 to get my grant list at all. I just want likes. That's it. Okay, So there's a grant called the Pollination Project. The Pollination Project it also has an open deadline. There are no closed deadlines for this particular grant whatsoever. You must be based in the United States or Canada. And the grant, let me see here, the grants to nonprofits, it's an annual budget for your particular group or organization must be less than $50,000. So your income to thank you, Missy, for the rose. I really appreciate it. Your income has to be less than $50,000 to get this particular grant. And the total cost of the immediate project for which you are requesting funding must be less than $40,000. So let's say, for instance, if you are part of a nonprofit and you have a budget, everything has to total $40,000. That means salaries, what the program costs, all of that. It cannot go beyond $40,000. And the amount for this grant is $1,000. Where would you go to apply this particular grant? You're going to go to the Pollination /apply. Okay. And here is another one. This is called the Black Land Power Fund. You have to be in these United States. You must go to the website and check out and see when is the deadline for this, because sometimes they have the deadline we get and sometimes they don't. It could be open. So there's something that you probably want to do. You want to go and check and see when is the deadline for this particular grant. So it is the National Black Food and Justice Alliance, which is the NBFJA. It's a coalition of Black-led organizations that are aimed at developing Black leadership, supporting Black communities, organizing for Black self-determination, and building institutions for Black food sovereignty and liberation. All right, so this particular grant, they don't have the dollar amount for this. You need to go and see what are the requirements for this particular grant, and when it is going to expire as far as applying for it. So where you're going to go to apply, you'll go check it out. You're going to go to www.blackfoodjustice.org /Black Land Fund. Okay. And I think that these grants are so important. And again, this section that I'm doing right now is strictly for nonprofits. Okay. Here's another one called the Solidarity Network Black Liberation Pooled Fund. Okay, and you have to be within these United States. Again, go to the website to see when the deadline is for this particular grant for your nonprofit. The Black Liberation Pool Fund pools resources, so they bring together resources and then allocate all to the powerful ecosystem of Black-led social change organizations around the country. All right, so you're going to go to solidarityNetwork.org, okay, /grant making /Black-liberation-pool-fund. That's where you're going to go for that particular grant. And no, they did not have a dollar amount for that grant at all. Okay. Here's another one. This is the Black Land, Black Indigenous and People of Color Fund. Come on. I got like one person that's still here getting all the nuggets. Girl, I would get it, honey. I'm all about getting the money. Yes, all the nuggets where the money is, okay? Because money is the answer to all things. You need money. You need money for water, food, everything. You need money for your businesses. And mostly 99.9% of the information that I'm giving for businesses and for nonprofits is for people that look like me, with our Black people. You hear what I'm giving you, the actual name of these grants. And so we are destroyed because of the lack of knowledge. If we don't know where the money is, we can't go get it. And we qualify, okay? We qualify to walk in our excellence. We qualify to be successful. We qualify for it all. But a lot of us get stuck because we don't know where to go get it. And then when we get directed to it, we don't know how to obtain it, what to do next. Okay. And so I'm giving you the information so you can go get it. If you need help where to go get next, reach out to me. No problem. I'm giving away free information anyway. It's not about the money for me. Yes, I do have to eat and all that stuff like that. And we can do your application for you. Okay. There's no problem for us to do that. But you're going to pay a small fee for that. But it's not like you got to pay thousands of dollars to do that. I don't think it's fair to do that when people haven't been in business long enough. I'm sorry. I don't, other coaches may disagree with me. Girl, you got to get it with 7,000 program. Yeah, you get one person going to pay 7,000, then you got to wait for that. I'd rather for me helping you to make a six-figure, $1 million business, and then I get residuals from that. I think a little bit different. Okay. So here we go. Because if I help you build it and help the people come, I want the money, honey. Okay. So the Black, Indigenous, and Black People of Color Fund, you have to live in the state of Maine. And this one says here, go to the website to see when is the deadline for that. The goal of this particular grant program in Maine is to help Black, Indigenous, and people of color in the state of Maine to achieve greater quality and equality by investing in existing new and emerging leadership and nonprofit organizations changing policies and practices that negatively impact Black, Indigenous, and/or people of color because of their race. Supporting these efforts is to alleviate the impact of race-based discrimination and disparities, okay, which we know has become so prevalent these days. That's just more, I don't know what in the world is going on. This particular grant is for 10,000. So if you live in Maine, or someone else that you know live in Maine, or someone that you know who knows someone, and they have a nonprofit and they're just at the beginning, at the foundation, or they're in the middle, or they've been in having a nonprofit for forever, tell them that there's $10,000, give them this information, and I'm going to tell you where you can go get it. You can go get it from www.mainecf, C as in Charlie, F as in Frank.org /apply-for-a-grant. I'm sure when you put that in, the rest of it is going to come up as well. Okay. All right. So I have one more for grants for Black nonprofit organizations. This is for, it's called the Alexandria Business and the Arts Collaborative Grant. Okay. This is, of course, when I mention Alexandria, we all know that that's in Virginia. Okay. And this particular grant has a deadline for the 27th of this month. So you have until the 27th of this month to apply for this grant. The intention of this grant is to provide support to local businesses, to hire artists and arts organizations to create new art-centered projects in a variety of media which will benefit the community. Locally based businesses will need to apply and are required to include at least one artist. And so your organization, your Black nonprofit should have one artist. Remember how when we were doing the PPP loan, and it was like, do you have any employees? Were you an employee of your own business? And nonprofit, you can be the director, and there's different titles that you can be, over that longest, there's one employee, one artist within the organization. So where are you going to go to apply for this particular grant for your nonprofit? You're going to go to www.alexandria.gov/recreation-programs. And then you should see, you're going to drop down and it should have grant opportunities. Okay, so that's where you want to go. All right, so now I'm going to give you information on school scholarships, because I have a granddaughter who is going to be going to college this year and coming up in the fall. And I'm looking for, Mr. Kwame was supposed to have sent me this, and I'm looking for it. Here it is. I got it. Okay, so, I don't know why it's not giving me my information. Let me move this to my area, because so I can move it so I can see it, because I don't know why sometimes I get his stuff and then sometimes it goes into spam, which is so weird. Okay, so this is a listing, here it is, of scholarships for students. Okay, so all of the information I'm giving you right now is for scholarships for kids who are going to school, and probably those who are already in school. And so we're going to get into it. So here, January the 27th, this scholarship has to be submitted by the 27th of January. This is called the name of this scholarship is the Emerald Society for Fort Lauderdale. If you're in Fort Lauderdale, you probably heard of this society before, and it's open. This particular scholarship is open to all Broward County high school seniors planning to enroll in an accredited U.S. college or university. And what you need to do is that student is going to need to submit a 500-word essay on the topic, the Irish War. Okay, there was an Irish War, so they want you to write a 500-word essay. And where are you going to go to get this particular scholarship? You're going to go to emeraldftl.org/scholarships. Okay. Here's another one. Here's another scholarship that Amazon is giving a scholarship for college grads. Hello, VRSMA4. Thank you for joining. Again, please give me likes. And also, if you can give me likes, also give me roses. If I get 10 roses per person, whoever gives me the 10 roses, I'll send you my list, because I'm not going to be able to give you all of the information here on this platform. I normally don't, well, I do, but you know how it is. Okay, so January the 20th is the deadline for this particular scholarship, Amazon Future Engineer Scholarship. So let's say some of you students, they want to become engineers, which is an excellent career to be into, especially if they like sciences or anything like that. So it's open to the class of 2023, a high school senior in the U.S. who have completed or is currently enrolled in a computer science course. They have a dual enrollment courses also count if they haven't enrolled yet. And so you're going to go to www.futureengineer.com/scholarships. Here's another one that is for scholarships that is, the deadline is January the 15th, and it is the Global Citizen Scholarship. And it's open to students accepted at or enrolled in a full-time, so you already have to be in college if you've already been accepted as well in college, a full-time degree program at a U.S. or Canadian school that empowers, supports to be an international student. You're going to go to www.m like the letter M powerfinancing.com/scholarships, and you should see it there. And that's all that wait. I think I have one more, is the Foot Locker scholarship. The Foot Locker scholarship for athletes. So if you know some athletes that are, football, tennis, swimming, golf, well, all of that, if they're an athlete, there's a Foot Locker athletes program. It's open to graduating high school seniors of the class of 2023 who are pursuing an undergraduate degree at a 2 or 4 year community college or 4-year school. You're gonna go to Foot Locker. Let me see, where is that? You're gonna go to footlockersscholarathletes.com. So footlockersscholarathletes.com. So I have given you all the information to business grants, nonprofits, and also scholarships for new college bound students and those that's already in college. And I'm hoping that this information was very helpful to you. So since you already have that information, I'm going to give you some information as well. I am looking to do a couple of collaborations with some mighty women. If you are in the Charlotte area, I am, because I travel everywhere and I do projects everywhere, but I'm going to be doing a project and I'm looking for 5 women who are interested. I really don't want to go into detail what it is, but I would like to have a meeting, a Zoom call with 5 women, okay, for this particular project that's in the Charlotte or surrounding Charlotte area, for this particular project that I want to do a collaboration with. So if you are interested, maybe you know some powerful women, some people who are really, some women who are really doing something, to make change, and that other women look up to, and that other women value, or you have something that you're being led, spiritually led to do. I want to get with you. No, this is not. No, I like to stop people, because the first thing we think of how much it's going to cost is not going to cost you anything but your time. That's what it's going to cost. It's going to cost your time, and it's going to cost your gift, and collaboration. That's for you working with each other, and of course myself. And again, like I said, it's a project that I'm seriously interested in doing, and I would like to do some collaboration in the Charlotte area this year, not next year, this particular year, that we can get it in and get it done. And I think it's going to be fantastic that we can do it. And yeah, so that's basically it. So I thank everybody for joining. What does my day consist of? I've been in already 3 meetings today already. It's like running, and then literally running from one place, having to come back here to my office, and then I'm gonna have to go out again and go somewhere else. And I'm really busy. I just really want this. Yeah, I want people to be successful. I'm just one of those people, like, I feel that I like good vibes. I like people who are on their shit. Like they're serious about what they want to do, and they're focused, and they want to get it done. And I like that. I like that kind of vibration. I don't do foolishness very well. I always tell people I get allergic to, I have allergic reaction to foolishness. It would automatically make me shut down. But yeah, just, try to, help somebody is just my goal. And with me doing that, it makes me feel good. It does. I've been away from social media. I took a break from social media. I took a break from TikTok until like recently, when they did that Black Girl Follow train. And then I came back because I really wanted to get into TikTok and I didn't know how. I took a break off my YouTube channel. I had to take a break. It was just so much going on that social media was like the last thing on my mind. I closed one of my companies. I closed one of my companies, one of the oldest companies I had, actually, that got me into being an entrepreneur. So we're still breaking that down and, pivoting in regard to not having a company, but still offering some of the services that company in another company, underneath something else. So it's a lot of work. And I don't think people, I used to say that I was going to write a book about entrepreneurship because it is not for the weak at all. It is just not for the weak. I admire those that have online stores, and I have like an affiliate store with Amazon. It's a lot of stuff that I do that I don't promote on social media, but I do other things that for whatever reason, I thank God it works. So I'm trying to, this year is my year of doing collaborative work with people, and not just so much of people just being successful doing business, but also being successful in their life, and which is hard to balance as a woman, because when you are not physically, spiritually, and emotionally covered, you carry a lot of weight on your own. You carry a lot of everything. And I was watching TikTok earlier this morning, and just one young lady, she was talking about how so many men are saying that women are in their masculine energy and all this, stuff about us being so masculine. And I don't understand it. And what I do understand, and I do wholeheartedly agree with her, is that we do what we got to do. We have to do what we got to do, because if we don't work, if we don't, we have to be in warrior mode all the time. We're fighting for our kids, fighting on our jobs, fighting to make sure we get the bills paid. And it is not, it can be absolutely draining when you don't have that support, but we don't think about it as women because we can multitask. And I think the way that God created us, he created us to be so prolific in being able to handle everything, holding a baby, nursing the baby, on the phone, cooking, and then running after a toddler and answering questions and all that stuff, all at the same time. And I just hope and wish that we would get more support in our community than outside of our community, that men would really understand how draining, how much energy that we put in. Like, we put in a lot of energy, and the energy that we literally give out is from our womb. We produce life in our womb. And so it's not, and things are automatic. We automatically know what we have to do. And we can't wait. We cannot wait until someone comes along and rescue us. I think after the 70s, women have had to take up more, especially women in our communities. We had to take on more responsibilities in the 70s. I mean, I was a little girl at that time, I was a little girl at the time, and I was fortunate and different. I was raised different because my dad was a single parent, and not because, my mother at that time, she was gone. Okay. And him being a single parent was not the thing back in that day. Matter of fact, they didn't even give men their children back in that day. Okay, so can you imagine, like, a man raising two little girls? And my father stayed a single parent until I was in my 30s. And so you're talking about, and watching other women take care of their children without help, without, a team. And so I'm grateful to my grandparents and to my aunts and my uncles, because collaboratively everybody came together to make sure that my sister and I had a well-balanced life while my father was still providing. And everybody don't get that opportunity. And since the 70s up until now, you talking about in the 70s, they went to the Vietnam War. Then in the 80s, they went to Desert Storm. And then we got the 90s, we had the drug culture. And then here in the 2000s, now our men is just getting shot off on the street. The dynamic of family has changed so much, and we don't realize it. And what I really think, and this is just my opinion, that our DNA has changed so much. I don't think so much as a mental conscious. I think it's in our biological. I think it's biological now, because women now have just, it's almost like, okay, we're happy if we have it, and then we don't care if we don't. We're glad if you're a blessing to us, right? But then we're glad if we don't. Like I had to tell someone, listen, I don't have the time to have chit-chatty conversation, because I have companies, I have other people that is relying on me. And if you're not coming in and saying, hey, how are you? I see you're doing this. I see you on your ground. How can I help? How can I be? If you're not on that same vibration, and I think this is where the women are, and I'm in my 50s now. So where we are right now, the way that we're thinking, it's not that we're saying that we can't be without a man. That's not it. But what we're saying is we don't need to take on something that we don't need to have. We don't need it. It is a needed want. You understand what I'm saying? Like a needed want. Like you got a coat, but if you like fur or faux fur, fake fur, however you want to pay it, I ain't gonna tell you because Peter be after my, okay. If you have a coat, but you see another coat and you don't need it, but you want it, okay? Because you need it because it's in style, but you want it because it's something that you ain't have. But you already have a coat. You don't have to get that particular coat. So it's a needed want for us to be in relationships now, okay? Back in the day, like when my grandparents, they stayed married until death. Back in the day, it was different things that were going on in society. So we needed to come together for protection, to make sure that we kept the viability of our families. We wanted to make sure we knew that education was the way to go. Like my aunts and my uncles, my dad, everybody went to college. Everybody went to college and also were international students, which is something that we as in our culture, Black families, some of us don't have our children to go abroad anymore. And of course, the time has changed. The Shaquilla, going on vacation and the friends and stuff like that. Like we don't even know anymore. Our world has changed so much. And now we have to give our kids other survival skills. I mean, my granddaughter is going to college. She's going to be in college this year. And man, you talking about the survival skills and having them to be spiritually discerning and intuitive and saying, listen, you have to teach that at a young age. Like if it don't feel right, don't go. If that's your first mind, then it's a no, and don't compromise if someone tries to pull you in. You just can't do that. So I just, for us in the Black community, it's not that we don't need you Black men. We just don't need the extra drama. We just need help. We need help with our children. We don't need to have the push and pull. Like we need to have one mind, one goal, and that is to produce healthy, viable citizens. And hey, Kingdom 7, How are you? Hope everything is well with your business. You know, just to make sure that we collaboratively give good things to our children. We don't want them going out into the world and not equipped. We don't want them to be afraid. We want them to really do have life and life more abundantly. We want that, and we want them to be educated. But we also have to look at this other stuff, and we need Black families. We need Black families. However, the dynamic you want to look at your Black family. Sometimes the Black family does not have to be the husband and the wife. Sometimes a Black family could be a mentor that is consistent. Okay, that is consistent with the plan that you have for your child. It is very, very hard when you are a single parent, and I'm saying this from experience. Now, I come from a very good family, okay? It's very hard to have a child and then the other person is not on the same page. It's so hard because you're constantly at this push and pull, tug of war kind of thing. You got to have a plan for your kids other than them going to school. You have to sit down and have these conversations. And the Black father needs to be involved. I'm saying this as a Black woman who had a Black father who was involved, okay? And he was involved by choice. He became a single parent, not by choice, okay? But he could have just handed us all over to our grandparents and our grandparents and could have went on about his wonderful life. My dad still parents. To this day, he still parents me. To this day, I am still parented. And I don't care. Yes, I'm an adult. Yes, I make my own decisions. But one of the things I do is that I believe in wisdom. I believe in going to the people who know. And before I make a decision, my covering is still my father. Until I get a husband, my covering is still my dad. So I'm going to talk to him about everything. I'm going to talk to him about dating. I'm going to talk to him, which these girls need to know. Our teenage girls need to know about good men. What do they look like? What do they do? And the only way that they can know that is fathers giving them the tools and the tools and the knowledge, and how to activate that, how to date. How do you know if he's a good guy or not? Where is he going? What is his goals? What are some of the conversations? You got to teach. The fathers is the ones who give the girls the confidence. Believe it or not. Yeah, our mothers, they tell us to be confident, but the fathers is the one that really, when the father lays his hands on their children, it gives them the confidence to be who they are. My son said this to me. He said, "You can only teach me so much." He is so right. I can only give him so much. I give him the nurturing. I give him the nurturing, the love, that kind of thing. That's what I gave him. Okay. But how to be a man, I don't know nothing about being no man. I know about being a woman. I know about being feminine. I know about smelling good. I know about being chaste. I know that stuff because I was taught by a woman how to do that. But how to pick the right person, and even though I didn't pay attention in the beginning, okay, because a lot of us, we think, it says a man's way seems right in his own eyes. Well, when we growing up, we think we know everything, right? We think we know everything, and that's how it is. We think we know everything and we don't go. But guess what? My grandmother was right, and my grandfather was right. And so men and women, we got to know how, I'm going to say this for us women. We got to know, and I've done it. Oh my gosh. And I still do it. I have to catch myself. I lead with what I do. I lead with what I do. I am always in business mode. I'm always in business mode. I lead with what I do. If I don't want a man to ask me what it is that I do. I don't want him to ask me, but I lead with it. What is that all about? And so even though I know what it's about, I'm just saying that as a rhetorical question, what is that all about? That those of us, we've been out here in this wilderness for a long time. We've been in these streets for a long time. We've been in the streets for a long time, that we're like, I don't have, we don't know how to bring our defenses down. And I'm not saying that we're not being feminine, but we don't know how to bring our defenses down when it comes to engaging the opposite sex, or even the same sex. I don't know, whatever floats your boat. One of the things I learned to do is, instead of listening to answer, I listen to understand. So if I'm not seeing eye to eye with someone, and that's male or female, I get real quiet because I am listening to understand where they are coming from. And so in our communities, our communities as Black men and Black women, we have to come to a meeting of the minds to listen, to understand. And because it's only in understanding that we're going to be able to change the trajectory of where we are. Because right now, our community is hurting really bad. I'm watching from afar off and I see it. Our community is hurting. And when you see these young men are going astray and not going the right way, and I'm not saying that, some kids are just lost. Some young people are lost. Pull them in, and develop a trust with them. And let's get them to be, going and able to go into the right direction. I know I've been rambling. So I got to get off. I got to go to a meeting. I gotta go. But I truly appreciate you for listening to my live. Thank you. I will see you next week with more business information and business talk and vlogging. I'm glad to be back on YouTube. First, I would just want to tell TikTok, thank you. God bless. I will see you soon, TikTok. All right. Thank you. And to my Facebook family, thank you so much for putting up with me. I absolutely want to thank again Mr. Kwame. As you guys know, I have mentioned him many times before. He is my partner in business, and we are on this track of getting people to be successful, specifically for Black businesses. We are on that. Yes, we are on it. And I don't want people to get angry because I'm being specific about it. I have no shame. No, I am not racist, because I have every nationality in my family. I mean, okay, so that's not it. It's just that we are marginalized when it comes to money. We are marginalized when it comes to receiving money. We are marginalized in getting our foot into certain places, and we need as much help as we can. And no one is going to come and rescue us. We're not. No one's coming. We have to rescue each other. Okay, we have to help each other and getting to where we need to go. And that's why Mr. Kwame is the one who gave me, he said, Christina, you are a destiny helper. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so sweet. I'm like, yeah, I am a destiny helper, because that's exactly what I do. That's what I do with entrepreneurs. That's what I do, is help you get to your destiny. Okay. So I will see you next week, YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to go live again on TikTok, but I surely will see you live next week. I love you. I wish that you would prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper. Have an awesome day.